So guys, check that out. So this particular drawing is a watercolor that I did, and I based it off of Karen Campbell's tutorial on cats, actually. She did some cats that were based off of a vintage tea towel that she found. And I'm not really much of a cat person, but I love dogs. And I thought it would be fun to do a dog in that style. So yeah, grab some paints and some coffee and join me. Let's have some fun. Okay, you don't need a whole lot for this. Just need a pencil, fine liner, some paints, some erasers, and a blending stump. And that's really all you need. Oh, and a paper towel, just to blot some excess water from your brush. Yeah, so let's just get started. I'm just gonna start out by sketching your dog. It doesn't have to be super detailed. I'm just doing kind of like a circle, and then two, like, I always call them C shapes, and then another like C underneath here. Then the line. Kind of looking down at you. And then another oval like shape. And he needs some ears. I think for this one, I'm going to model it more like my dog's ears. You could just do kind of like a line and a U. That, or you could do little triangles. That would work too. I'm keeping the sketch pretty loose, really. Just do like a circle here for the paws. 1 circle, 2 circle, 3 circle. Just kind of slowly refine it. Same thing for this other paw. Just circle and then do like 3 circles instead of it. They're kind of oval like circles. Only doing 3, it just works better. Indication of some hair, so we're just doing some like these shapes there, and then I'm just gonna kind of do another paw jutting out here, but it's the back foot. So we're just gonna do kind of a C, and then close and kind of a Twinkie shape. And then some lines. Doesn't have to be super detailed. It's just a fun cartoon. some lines to indicate where the floor is. Because it's a fun cartoon, the legs sticking out like that it's just funny to me. So we're doing it. You don't have to in your drawing. And then the tail. And he needs some eyes. We're just going to draw some circles for eyes. Maybe a fun expression. Maybe he's just annoyed. His human's not giving him enough treats and he's just annoyed. Fix that right there. There we go. And this is where you can kind of make your decision. You can do like I did. Get back to this page here. So this first one, I did, I made him really furry and like fluffy. I didn't do smooth lines. I just did kind of like jagged lines and then filled in watercolor, which it was fun. But I think I'm just going to keep this guy smooth. And yeah, I'm going to add the fine liner and I will meet you back here. I got the fine line ink put down. I did see one spot where I need to, there we go. I've used these micron pens because they are waterproof. That is one important thing you'll need is a waterproof pen. The next step, you need to erase your pencil marks. So just grab your favorite eraser and get that cleaned up. Oh, I forgot to leave my indicator for the floor. There we go. And if you find that you erased, when you erase, that you missed a spot with your ink pen, you can just go back in and fill it back. Okay, so all that is left, it's watercolor. And you can pick any fun color you want. Doesn't matter. It's a cartoon. It can be fun. Or it can be just a traditional color. I'm going to go into this Payne's Gray and a little bit of this blue. Just going to fill in those ears. and I'm not staying inside the lines. It's a loose, cartoony painting, so you don't have to. Part of what makes this so fun is the simplicity of everything. This is not my typical style. But it's fun to kind of change up your style a little bit. If I wasn't so lazy, I'd get like a smaller brush to do these eyes, but I'm lazy. Just take some of this brown and just leaving a little spot for a highlight. You don't have to, but it is fun. More Payne's gray right here. Doing this nose. Too much water there. If you're finding the paint a little hard to control, you probably have too much water. But also know it's watercolor, so you're never going to have 100% control. So there's that. Sop up some of this water. Just dabbing my brush on a paper towel and then going back in and soaking up some water. Okay. Let's go back to our Payne's gray and blue mixture. I don't remember which blue that is. It's blue, okay. And I should have waited for the eye to dry. Yeah, just be aware that wet paint will bleed into wet paint. So I don't hate it though. It kind of gives it some dimension. I'm just impatient. Okay. When I ended up like way bigger than this one, so I'm kind of just correcting it with my paint. Now for like this area here, here, and here, got these paws and stuff. I want that to be white, but I'm not just gonna go straight in with white. I am gonna put a little bit of white here. It's kind of a muddy, dirty white right now because my brush wasn't 100% clean, which is what I was going for. I'm gonna add just a drop of this like lighter blue. I think it's like cerulean blue. And I'm putting it on with, I'm thinning it with like quite a bit of water, so it's not like a real strong color because it's white. Too much blue there. Keep adding some white. Then also I'm lifting some of that color off with my brush after I dab my brush dry with a paper towel and lift some of that off, some of that pigment. The nostrils, so I'm just go dark blue. Okay, now actually let's do the floor. Changed my mind already. Let's take and do some of that Payne's gray, but let's add some brown. A little more brown. I think that's like burnt umber. Just create the floor under him. He's not floating in space. And the closer I am to my subject, the darker I will have the floor be. Just kind of a little shadow there. We're going to add in some shadow here in a minute when this all dries too. So. Okay, now we wait. Okay, so I got the background in, and we are done with the watercolor style, or the watercolor portion of it, so put our paints away. Fun fact, yellow is my favorite color, so that's why I chose yellow. The next step is to let this all dry, and then we're going to come back through with our fine liner and our pencil again and add some details, and yeah, it's really going to make everything pop. So I will be back shortly. Okay, I think it's dry enough to add our embellishments. There's one little like wet spot right here, but we won't be working over there, so we're good. Let's take our fine liner, and I'm just gonna add some texture to the nose. And I'm not like doing anything earth-shattering. I'm just adding little circles. And I probably will like shadow behind the eye a little bit. There. And then let's add some eyebrow whiskers. Now, in Karen's tutorial, she had a Copic white. No, it was like this little bottle of white ink, basically. I don't know. And on the darker parts of her, like cats, for the whiskers, she would add like a white highlight, but I'm not doing that. You can if you want to. You could use any kind of white gel pen or white acrylic marker. Give a little goatee here. Okay. Now, take this soft pencil and just add some shadow right under his chin. Will be some shadows. So just do that. And I'm not laying down like a whole lot of pencil there, just a little. Then take a blending stump and just blend it out. It seems daunting, but it's actually pretty forgiving, so don't be afraid of blending, stumping. You can always erase it too. And behind his front legs, be some shadow. And like right here, be just a small shadow. Then we'll do a shadow right here on the floor. And this is completely up to you how much shadow you want to put in. You don't have to do this step all, but it does make it, makes it pop a little bit more. All right. And there you have it. A cute little cartoon. I will link Karen Campbell's video below. She actually, hers is like a 2-part video, but I will link those. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.